Hey cousins, welcome back to episode 2 of He's So Over Me. Baby! Go the other way for you trip over.
We finna do this all the time.
Well, every week.
Okay,
You ready?
I guess so. Come on.
We're going to do some rapid fire.
I don't want to do that.
We're doing some rapid fire.
I don't
Episode
wanna
2,
do
Flirting. Is it cheating or harmless fun? You ready to talk about it? So,
that. How long we finna be talking about it?
it's not going to be long. 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Okay, because it's Friday.
It is Friday, which means we don't have anything else to do, which means we could talk about it for an hour if we needed to. Friday night going down again. I wonder if anybody else does that in their relationship. When they hear a song that they know, a word from a song that they know, do they start singing the song?
You got to do it.
You have to. I think it's necessary. Okay.
Or like if you say, somebody say the price was $40.
$40. Flirting. Is it cheating or harmless fun? Define flirting. What is flirting? What would you say that flirting is?
Just giving somebody of the opposite sex like attention, trying to get at them or something, I guess.
Giving someone of the opposite sex attention.
Not just attention, but feely attention. You know, I don't know.
Feely attention? What's feely
about?
attention? Feely attention?
Yeah, like you feeling them. I made that word up just now, bro, because you put me on the spot.
Feely attention.
You tell me what it is.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
What word would you say?
I mean,
that's a good word. Now that you're saying it,
it's a good word.
Off your lips, it sounds right, don't it?
It does.
It's feely attention.
Feely attention. Okay.
Because it could be regular attention or it could be kind of feely attention.
Okay. You don't actually mean like feeling, like touching. You just mean like
that's sometimes probably involved.
Okay.
With touchy feely people.
Okay. So my question to you is,
but you hated that word. It's a good word.
It's a good word. It's a good word. Do you agree with flirting?
What does that mean, agree with it?
Listen, if you're in a relationship, is flirting okay? If you're in a relationship, is flirting okay?
What do you mean? Like, who goes out to, like, I'm finna go out flirting? Like, what do you mean, is it okay? Does it happen? Yeah, it happens. Will I get mad? No, I think it's like a natural thing that happens. Like, you're not gonna be blind when you step outside, and ain't nobody else gonna be blind when they step outside. So I mean, it's gonna happen.
So you're saying it's natural. It is something that okay. Well, first, it sounds like one, you saying it's okay. And two, you saying it's just a natural thing. Also, especially when
you put words on it. I never said okay the whole time we've been sitting here.
I apologize. I don't mean to put words in your mouth. Go ahead.
I said it happens.
It happens.
And it might be a natural part of something. Like finding somebody attractive is just a natural thing.
Right. I agree with you. You have eyeballs.
Yeah. So that's like in the same context to me.
Okay. I also think when you are an extremely attractive person, which of course I believe that my husband is extremely attractive. When you are an
Thank you, baby.
And you're welcome, baby. When you are an extremely attractive person.
You're pretty too.
Thank you. I think
skin is all almondy today.
Hey, almondy.
Got all lotioned up before the show.
Don't listen. Don't gas me up. We can turn these cameras off.
Caramel brown.
I think it just comes with the territory when you are a naturally attractive person. It comes with the territory. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, people are going to, not to say that you are going to go out to flirt.
You don't have to reciprocate it, but.
Yeah, but I mean, people are going to flirt with you.
At you, I guess.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
So my next question would be, well, how do you feel about it?
When people flirt with me, I feel fine.
You're fine with people. What about when people flirt with me?
I mean, that's gonna happen. Like,
why you say that?
Because one, niggas don't really care, so they gonna try to holler.
They don't care. This 3-piece ring I got on, they don't care nothing about that.
Nope.
They don't care.
Bit. If I couldn't handle that, then I probably should have married somebody ugly, I guess. I don't know.
First of all, I don't think anyone is ugly. I think everyone is beautiful in their own way.
You said you was gonna be transparent and honest when you talk.
And when do I ever call I am being honest and transparent.
You talk about people's like spirits and
their spirits and their attitudes. You've never heard me say that somebody was ugly.
You do find the best in everybody.
Thank you. So let's be honest, because I don't believe that people are ugly. Even someone that the average person may find unattractive, I still see them and I find something beautiful about them. That's just me. That's just how I am.
You just have a good spirit. Most of us don't, and we could be shallow.
So. Harmless flirting versus emotional cheating.
What is emotional cheating?
I think it's exactly what it sounds like. You have an emotional connection with someone. Maybe you're talking to them on a regular basis. You might even potentially be meeting up with them, but it's never anything physical. It's emotional. You talk to them, you confide in them.
Yeah, I don't really like that.
I was going to ask, would you consider that to be flirting or would you consider that to be emotional cheating?
Nah, you're doing a little too much. I think when you kind of do things you should be doing with me or maybe only me, then it kind of starts teeter-tottering into a different, especially something that could lead to something else. You don't want to put yourself near a situation. I think that could be harmful to our marriage. I think especially for you, because you require emotional connection to people to be close to them. And so I think that's more hurtful to me than you like flirting. Like, I don't care if you go out and niggas is buying you drinks or whatever. I don't care about that. There's less alcohol I gotta pay for when you go out, so I don't care about that. And you end up coming back home, like them be niggas you don't know, you ain't gonna never see them again. You may or may not, but you know, that's different than like you dating. At that point, emotional, that sounded like dating. Like that's what we did when we first started talking. Like, y'all are dating.
Even when there's nothing physical happening, you're saying for you, emotional cheating would be more hurtful.
I don't know what people do when they date, but we're married, so I see myself as part of your safe place. I think I've said that before, or like an emotional pillow that should be there for you. Like, I'm your husband. Your deepest, darkest thoughts or secrets should filter through me first.
Okay.
I think if I'm doing something wrong, if somebody else is getting that information out of you, like what's going on, to where you're that comfortable to tell them those type of, you know, just to have those type of conversations or emotional transactions with them. Like, and for you, that requires a lot of time. So you can't just, you don't get that kind of information out of somebody when you flirting with them because they bought you a drink at the club or something like that. Like, when you start getting like deep diving into personal stuff, like for you, that takes a lot. I mean, for most people, I think that would take more effort
because we're emotional
and stuff like that. So I think that's more hurtful to me. Outside of just flirting, I don't care about that. Like, if you cute, people gonna try to talk to you all the time. So that's just stuff I gotta get over.
And I will say, if you are ever talking to someone of the opposite sex and you find yourself talking down on your spouse, the person that you're with, I think that you already have crossed a boundary. As Chris and I have friends of the opposite sex, we actually have best friends of the opposite sex. I love his female best friends dearly. Ashley and Coranda, love y'all to pieces.
Niggas talk to you more than me.
I love his female best friends. And I have a male best friend who is integrated and weaved into my family. Love him to pieces. He loves my husband. They talk. But I have never been in a position, whether it was with my male best friend or just a male friend or person in my circle in general, to where I would talk down about my spouse or something he's doing wrong or something that I'm unhappy with. Those are boundaries, because if I haven't had that conversation with my husband, I dang sure don't need to have that conversation with them. Can flirting with someone spice up your relationship? Can flirting with someone that's not your spouse spice up your relationship? I want to know your opinion on that.
Possibly. I mean, it kind of, I ain't gonna say it has
It
for us.
does.
I mean,
It does. You
you
have
have to explain
sent
it.
me out before, like, don't you want to go have some drinks with your girlfriends? Don't you want to? Because you say,
Was that because you were out flirting, or was that because you just went out and got drunk and then you gotta come home?
let me. So he has told me on multiple occasions, don't you want to go out and have some drinks with your girlfriends? Go have a good time. Because every time you go out and these niggas hyping you up, telling you how beautiful you are, this and that, you have you some drinks, then you come home and you ready to it's go time when you get home.
Yeah.
So don't act like, for us, now I can't speak for everybody's relationship, but don't act like flirting has not spiced things up for us,
I'm
because
not
it
gonna
has.
say it's you make it sound like I'm finna go out and flirt and then that's gonna make me come back to him. You go out and you be drinking with your girls and it just happens that people flirt with you while you there and make you feel good. And that's cool.
So then I come home feeling good,
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
come
ready
home
for
feeling
you.
good. Yeah, and then this go time.
And
I like that.
and
drunk tequila kisses when you come
you
kicking
know
through
what?
the door.
Mr. Nasty Time. But I think the same thing happens with Chris. He'll go out, he feeling himself, he out with the bros.
Bro, that was one.
He looking good, he smelling good. You know, the little ladies trying to talk to him, whatever. He come home.
Trying to talk to me, bro.
He come home and he feeling himself.
Ain't nobody worried about me.
And he ready to go. You hear me?
Ain't nobody worried about me.
I would like to say, when we're talking about harmless fun, because everyone likes a little ego stroke every now and then, or to hear that they're beautiful, or how nice they look, or how good they smell. So it does give you this boost of energy. Not that I need that, because I know I'm looking and smelling good when I step out.
You probably need it.
But when I go out,
regardless of how good you look, regardless of how much I say it, and that's just, I don't know what it is in the chemistry of a marriage. I could tell you look beautiful all day, every day. In the morning, I could say, oh, baby, I got to put makeup on. Oh, you don't need no makeup. You look good without makeup. That's why I married you. If you have to put on a whole mountain of makeup every day, we wouldn't even be here. And I could say stuff like that every day. It don't matter. It don't feel like it do when some random nigga that ain't seen you and ever says it for some reason.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's the way they say it. When you tell me, because at this point we've been together for 16 years, baby. We've been married for 13. So when you see me, you're gonna be like, it's almost like a
I always sound, it's laissez. I always sound like that. So that doesn't count. That's just how I sound. Can't do nothing about that.
It's almost like a it's like, so listen.
Made that sound before.
Of course not. It's emotion. It's like
what is it? Do it.
It's like, it's like, you look pretty, baby, or you look nice, baby. And it's like,
because
but I know
you effortlessly do it. So
you have a very monotone voice anyway.
Every day. So imagine how you said 12 years.
We've been 13 years.
13 years.
We've been married.
365 days in a year.
Yeah.
If I say it at least once every other day, imagine how many times I have told you you are beautiful. You should be tired of hearing it.
I want you to have the same zeal and energy as you had from the first day you saw me, and you thought that I was beautiful.
You ain't never said nothing over 100,000 times and it had the same energy as the very first 5 times. I just want that to be clear.
That's not true.
Sometimes you might have it, sometimes you ain't.
But when you walking through here and I'm grabbing on that ass and I say, boy, come here, give me some.
I walked through here earlier today. Nobody grabbed my ass. Nobody grabbed my ass when I came in.
I told you how amazing you look when you got in from the barbershop.
You only do that on edge up days. Only do that come Wednesday when the hair start growing back, and I really got to keep a hat on just cause. Then I don't get none of them same feels. I don't get none of them feels.
So what I hear you saying is, are you saying that you would like for me to work on that?
I don't be tripping.
It'll bother you.
I don't need you to hype me up. I'm comfortable with how I look.
Right. And I'm comfortable
if I get the hype up, cool. I enjoy the hype up. But if I don't need it from you. You here. Where are you finna go?
What I'm saying is, it's a difference behind the energy. So if you say, you look pretty, baby. Well, or if somebody walks up to me, now granted, I don't know this person. They also don't know how crazy I am. But they may say, oh my God, you are absolutely stunning. You look gorgeous. Okay. That's a different energy than you look pretty, baby.
I hear you and understand that you might require that type of energy more so than I do. But I just want you to be realistic on your show. Because I don't want people thinking, oh, my man it gotta sound just like when he seen me at the club for him to tell me. That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Ain't no way. As you are the most beautiful thing that I have, okay? But I could look at the Mona Lisa for a couple of years. After a while, it's just gonna be a regular paint. It's still gonna be beautiful paint. It's still gonna be a work of art. But I mean, it's a painting, and that's fine that it is. It's still a priceless piece.
Yes.
But how many times have you seen it? Now, the first time you might see it, it's like, dang, that Leonardo da Vinci did that. Nigga, but this is different.
What you saying is,
I'm just trying to be honest.
I don't get the same energy when you tell me I'm beautiful as when we first started dating, because
I'm not saying
you've looked at me every day.
Hey, it is. First of all, we're not finna deny human nature.
Right. I don't want us to. Let's keep it honest.
Like, the reason you get the super hype up when you go places where ain't nobody ever seen you is because ain't nobody ever seen you. Now, after they look at you for 12 years, 365 days of them every day, not that I'm bothered by it. That's why I purposely pick somebody that fine. So I never get tired of it. I'm not tired of it, but will I have the same zeal and gumption as when I first seen it? No. Will that zeal pop up sometimes? Yes, it can do that. It does do that quite often.
I agree.
But it sounds like you want it when you just walking around in pajamas every day. That's every day.
I do. I want you to slap my ass and be like, girl, that ass look good in them pajamas. So my expectations are unrealistic.
That is unreal, bro.
Really?
Yes,
but isn't reality
because you don't do that. You don't do that to me. No, that sounds like a crazy person. Reality is what you make it? I feel like
it's... No. I mean, but we know I'm a little off.
You are crazy.
I feel like reality is what you make it.
That's not true. Your reality is what you make it. But you can't make everybody else conform to yours. That's what crazy people do. They walk around seeing stuff that ain't there.
And they want other people
to see. And they call you crazy because you don't see it.
Yeah.
Generally, it's going to work that whatever the majority see, the person that don't see that, they probably the crazy one.
So, nigga, you the crazy one, because every time I step out this house, they see it.
I didn't say it wasn't there. They just more excited because they never seen it. I got it at home, cuz I ain't gotta wild out.
Yeah. It's yours.
Will I do it because you require it and because sometimes I be hyped up? It be days when you done put some that's a new fit that you got on and you do get the hype up. But then some days, and think about this though, some days you get the hype up straight out the bed, no makeup on.
I do.
You got on them ugly ass pajamas that you like to wear around the house.
They so comfy.
So ugly and old. They so whack. And them ugly ass Crocs.
I love Crocs.
Squashing around the house and them Crocs making all this noise. And you get the hype up. And the thing is, when you go out of the house, you got to do your makeup. That shit take an hour. You complain about not having new clothes. You got to find something new to wear. You got to do nails and toes and hair and all this do up to go out there for a nigga to notice.
And you notice when I don't have any of that on.
It don't even require all that to get the hype up from me. That should be more appealing and rewarding than them new niggas they got a shiny new quarter that came out there and they see it. And, let me buy you a drink. Take you on a trip.
Okay.
Like, nigga, so
I understand what you're saying.
Niggas ain't put in no work.
Okay.
They don't. That's why flirting don't bother me.
Okay.
It's got to be a whole different type of nigga for me to be worried.
What you mean? What type? A whole different type of nigga?
I don't know. He got to be type to change everybody's life. Like, yeah, baby, go with him, and then nobody in the family got to work for how long? That's cool. I guess we gotta chalk it up. That nigga's better than me. It's nothing.
I ain't never met one that
nothing
was.
I could do.
I ain't never met one that was.
They really not making a lot of them.
They not.
So if you run across one, let me know.
Okay.
We'll send you on your way.
You know what?
Like, baby, just let me know. Just treat her right.
Shut up.
Treat her right. But I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna send you this mortgage bill.
You know what?
My kid's college tuition. We need that. She got a student loan that we need taken care of.
Shut up now. How do you feel about guys buying me, like when I go out with the girls and we're having a good time, a guy buys me a drink. Of course, considering this is a safe situation, I've seen the drink. I don't
care as long as you see it get made. Yeah. As long as you're not like out by yourself. Mm-hmm. But like when you go out with a girl, I don't care.
And why don't you care? I know in some relationships,
because drinks is expensive, and we on a budget, and we got stuff we trying to do. Mm-hmm. So, if the niggas want to buy you a $15 lemon drop
martini
with Tito's lemon drop, please, with Tito's vodka sugar on the rim, then he can have at them shits. I don't want to see that bill coming back to my bank account. Our bank account. Same bank account.
Yeah, we got the same bank account. We don't split up bank accounts. So I will say that that's one thing that I appreciate about Chris. He just kind of doesn't give me. I think because he's such a secure man. Like, I personally have never been with, dated a man as secure as Chris. Like, if you feel like that nigga can do better than me or do more, then have at it.
Make sure he take care of everybody though.
He is so secure. So even if
you gonna like I said, they see the crazy, they'll send you back. If they can handle the crazy and take care of everybody, then hey, then maybe you chose wrong. I'm not that nigga. I ain't that nigga.
But I've had girlfriends. Now, of course, not my current girlfriends because they are my family and their husbands know my husbands. Their husbands are pretty similar to mine. But, when I had girlfriends that I would, well, how would Chris feel about you accepting a drink from? I'm like, Chris don't care. All Chris care about is how much did you spend?
Yep.
And it's actually a running joke now when I come in, like, how many niggas bought you a drink tonight?
You shouldn't really come home hungry. You wasn't as bad as you thought you was.
If you ain't
get an appetizer.
Listen, I ain't coming home hungry or thirsty, so we ain't even got to worry about that.
If they want to pay for it, let them pay for it. I don't really care. And I think some men like doing that. They just go out. Sometimes they don't even want that. They just like spending money on pretty people. Granted, it's more than money. If it is what it is, just be honest with me. Like, hey, that nigga bought me an island. And I say, hey, well, tell him to get me one. And
you gonna let me go that easy?
If he could get us an island.
You saying us as if he gonna let me keep you? You gonna let me go that easy?
Well, we gonna have joint custody, so the kids gotta come, and we need to be close to their mama because I'm gonna need my free time. So we probably gonna need like a little small island next to yours.
But you can't date anybody else though.
I don't care about that. Do I have my own island?
You'll have your own island,
and I get to put on what I want. Then I don't care about.
Okay.
Ain't nobody worried about that.
Okay.
If we trying to get an island or what?
Any of my social media cousins that follow me, they used to think that Chris didn't talk. The truth is, Chris talks a lot and all the time. But a lot of times, Chris is not able to talk because
I say stupid shit.
He says things that people will be like, "What?" Yeah, Chris, he a little special, but he mine.
Can I buy people drinks?
Nigga, I wish you would.
Why can't? What the fuck is that? Why can't I buy a drink?
Wish you would spend our hard-earned money.
I can't buy the hoes in the streets no drinky drink.
If you spend our hard-earned money on these trollops, you better be ready. I'm taking you out at the legs as soon as you walk through the door. As soon as I look at that bank account and it looked like he didn't spend all that on himself.
What you mean all that? I said a drink money.
Mm-mm.
Not a one.
Not a single. You can't spend $2 on a hoe.
Can I accept drinks?
Absolutely.
Black women don't buy men drinks.
I think they do.
That be the older
I
women.
believe you better
The
find a
older
cougar in
women
the
will.
room then. I believe they do. You can
The
accept
older
them
women
all
will.
day. You spend $2 of our money on a hoe.
$2
and I'm
on
taking
a hoe? On a $2 hoe?
I'm taking you down by the
$2
legs.
hoe?
I'm going low. I'm taking you out. You better listen.
A $2 hoe?
Not $2. You hear me?
My last $2 can't go to
Not
a $2 hoe.
$2. You spend $1.50 and you finna have some explaining to do. I wish you would.
$2 hoe.
I wish you would.
Are you in charge of the girls?
Are you in charge of the girls? Am I in charge of the girls? How do you set boundaries with the opposite sex? And I think I would like to answer this first. So one of the things, because we're talking about flirting, right? So anytime I'm out, and it happens every time I'm out, a gentleman will ask, can I buy you, you're so beautiful, can I buy you a drink? And I always set the boundary and I say, thank you so much, that's so sweet of you. But before you buy the drink, I want to let you know that I'm married. So if you are expecting anything from this drink, I'm going to decline. And a lot of time, 98% of the time, they will say, I figured you were taken or I figured you were married. I just want to let you know you're beautiful. I still love to buy you the drink if you'd like to accept. And I'll say, not a problem. And I might even sit and chat with them for a minute or two. And then they'll say, okay, well, thank you, beautiful. You enjoy your drink. And I'll tell them thank you. And they go on about their way. But I never accept a drink from a man without letting him know that I'm married. Because I don't know how people feel about their money. Huh?
Nigga don't care.
Yeah, I don't know how people feel about their money though. You buy a girl a drink, you might think you're supposed to take her home. And I want to set the record straight.
You're not being clear about where you be going when you be drinking and when the type of places you go out to.
What you mean?
You don't go out to nobody is there that's our age.
Oh yeah,
you go out to.
We hang out with older crowds.
Not we. I like people my age.
I like older crowds.
I could do both because I'm chameleon like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind because I have an old soul.
Mm-hmm.
But you go out to where they just play line dance music and smoke cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no hookahs.
No.
It's cigar smoke and line dance music.
That's my preference.
And it's probably around between 3 to 6 p.m. That's your go out time is that type of thing. Unless you go the blues palace.
Yeah, or unless I go the juke.
Old guys are cool. They're super chivalrous. They walk into the car and they really don't be caring. They just like being around young, pretty women.
They do. They like to be surrounded by young, pretty women, even if they're not getting anything from it. So
I feel real safe when you be going to the blues palace. I know they gonna make sure
they walk me to my car.
They gonna make sure she don't gotta stand up the whole time.
They do.
Them niggas take real good care of them.
They
I don't know why more women don't just go to the blues, get them old.
Listen, them old men be trying to take care of you. But yeah, so I don't go.
Some work boots.
I tend to hang out in places with older crowds, somewhere, because Chris and I are in our late 30s. I'm 38. Ooh. He's 39.
I don't keep track of my age.
I do. So I hang out with the 50-year-olds. That's more so my crowd.
We met
swinging out, swing dancing. Let's be clear. We met swing dancing in Dallas. So that's more so my crowd. But I set that boundary by letting them know from jump, hey, I'm married. And, I just want to make sure that you know that. And if you have a problem with that, then, I don't need your drink because I'm not coming out without my own money anyway. I could buy my own drink, but if you want to be nice and get me one, that's fine. But just know that I'm married. So no, you won't be getting my phone number. No, I won't be going anywhere with you after this. It'll stop at the drink. Even though with men, I know it's a little different, but how are you setting boundaries when it comes to situations like that with the opposite sex?
I don't really have to have none because I don't be really out in the streets like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go to maybe 4 major things, and I really just go to see either the bros or the young brothers or something like that, or I'll be out with you. But I mean, it's not really necessary for me to work that hard to set boundaries because I don't talk And I mean, I do talk, but I would have to approach somebody.
So you've never been out and a woman approached you?
I do.
Uh-huh.
That happens, but most of them are pretty respectful. Like, are you married? And yeah. And that's kind of end of the conversation. It's never really been no more than that. And around here, everybody, I'm just T.Shontae's husband. So what? It's like ain't nothing really.
Shut up.
Most people come up to me like, "Oh, that's you on Instagram?" I'm like, no, my wife is on Instagram, and I just do what she tell me to do.
For me, I personally believe that if it's flirting and it's harmless and the intent behind the flirting is not to get a number or leave with the person or pursue a relationship, I personally believe that is harmless.
The only thing I'm concerned about is your safety. So if you go somewhere that's kind of weird for me, then I do get nervous because some niggas is assholes and they're not chivalrous, or they don't know how to take no for an answer, or they don't care about, anything. So I do get worried if you're in a place like that, but you don't really go to a place where men operate like that. So I generally don't have to worry about that.
And I think if I went somewhere new and
realized, think you like places
I don't,
where a nigga would be on some shit like that.
I don't. But if I realized that that's what they were on when I got there, I would leave.
You hear shit about women turning guys down, and they, hit them or throw their drink in the face. Oh, bitch, this.
I'm where the pawpaws are, so they are absolutely
all right, baby girl, you just look real pretty.
Yeah. Right, that's not happening.
They be like that, so it ain't no.
Can we talk about double standards?
Just described one.
So, but are men judged differently than women when it comes to flirting? Like, if you see a woman out flirting, you know she's in a relationship. Does that woman, is she more harshly judged than, say, a man that's flirting and he's in a relationship?
I don't consider that a double standard. I think that works the same. Like if I see a married woman out flirting, will I judge a man any different when he's out flirting? No. I'm not gonna judge either one, but I would view it as the same thing. I think the only thing that's different is kind of what you said, as opposed to there's a double standard with me and you, because I'm more concerned about your safety when you go somewhere without me, because you kind of be
I float with the wind.
Yeah, you kind of just move with the groove sometimes, and you're just a people person and you need that constant communication and interaction with people. As I could just play video games all day, and the niggas I talk to will be on a video game with me, but you got to be out on the scene sometimes, and that's fine. But like I said, I think there's a double standard in terms of what you can do and what I can't because of safety.
I agree with that
kind of thing. Like ain't nobody, I mean, I don't know, they might be, but outside of D, ain't nobody just kidnapping 6'2" black
200-pound black men.
Like I'm not really just walking around worried about if I'm gonna get snatched in the van. I'm not saying shit like that don't happen, but I'm just not worried about it. But for you, that shit might happen all the time. But you don't really go places by yourself. I think 8 people got your location.
Somebody's gonna know where I am.
Of me, so
yeah. What about social media flirting, liking pictures, commenting, DMs? Because I feel a little differently about this. But we've already
that's
determined.
Probably your double standard too. I think y'all got a double standard on that.
Who is y'all? Women?
People.
Oh, okay. For our relationship, we've already determined that flirting is not a big deal in our relationship. If you go out, I anticipate that there will be women that find you attractive. There will be women that you may find attractive, and y'all may have a conversation. You may talk.
I think it's those boundaries that we were talking about help. I do extra stuff when I'm out, like so you could see, and not that I do it to make you feel comfortable, but I think we just gotten used to that, and like I guess you're kind of weird. You like to see that other women like me, I guess. I don't know. Like, yeah, like
It just doesn't bother me.
and so I don't know why you weird like that, but like I think like one time we was out in the section and I FaceTimed you. He was like, "Yeah, look at all those in the section, my nigga." And he was like, "Yeah, turn up, nigga."
That's exactly what I said. Or one time I
Like, where was
remember
that? I was
you
in
were
Vegas
somewhere.
or something.
No,
Yeah.
you were somewhere with the bros and they had strippers.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
it was one stripper. She like had her leg up on your shoulder or something.
Yeah, and I called you.
And
like,
you called me on
"Yeah, what up,
FaceTime.
nigga?"
And you was like, "Baby, these strippers is everywhere. It's one of them. She on me." And I was like, "Turn up, have a good time." Like, do I think that you finna take one of the strippers to the back room and dick her down? No, I don't think that. It doesn't bother me. I know.
Not supposed to.
It doesn't bother me that you are out and you having a good time.
I hang around guys with kind of similar, I guess, morals per se. Like they're all married, and I hang out with the same group of guys that I know will hold me accountable and not let me go astray and do stupid stuff to ruin my marriage. I do the same for them, and you know, we kind of, yeah, you gotta, if you gonna go somewhere and you gotta know you can handle it. And I go with guys that generally can handle it. Stuff get out of line. Say, hey man, it's getting a little too crazy for us.
Listen.
It's time to roll and let the single niggas have the rest of the night. And that's what generally happens. So we keep, that's how our boundaries, you hang around other people that got boundaries too.
That's one thing about Chris. Chris will come home. He'll be like, "Baby, they doing a little bit too much out here in the streets for me. I'm on my way home." I'd be like, "Come on in." Social media flirting, liking pictures, commenting, DMs. What are your thoughts on that in terms of flirting? Because I think that's pretty much what it is. If you see a big booty girl making it clap or bending over to pick something up in booty shorts and you like that, that's flirting. She's going to see that like, or she's going to see that comment. God forbid if you slide in her DMs.
Like 50,000 likes on stuff a day. I mean, I don't be on social media like that, so this is probably not a good question for me. Like, I'm on it, but I ain't really just, I don't talk to nobody on it, but like the same 4 people, and all we do is send memes and silly shit back and forth.
Is that like to you, even though it's not something that we have to deal with in our relationship, do you feel like that is a form of flirting? If there are people liking suggested pictures and videos and DMing, and is that flirting?
I don't think a like count as flirting. Like DM is a little bit different. I mean, depending on what they saying.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel differently.
Even think nobody knows where I'm at, so I don't get DMs about anything.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel differently about social media, but
because you're a woman. There's a double standard thing.
Yeah, I think that's more of a double standard. And because I think if you are liking these things with Big Booty Judy and all of that, and you're making it a habit of liking these things, people know you my husband. So when they could see, you know, Instagram has that feature with your little face on there when you like something.
I mean,
people
I don't
see
do that stuff, but
yeah,
you
don't
tread differently just because. What are you, quasi famous?
I don't know
what it's called.
I'm not.
I don't know what it's called, but like if I go somewhere, like I am T.Shontae's husband, like a lot of people do not know my name, and that's cool. I don't mind. I don't want everybody to know my name, but they recognize me as that girl on Instagram. That's her husband, and she be doing silly shit. And you know, so I tread a little bit differently, just because, you know, and not that I want to just go around liking big booty pics or whatever, but I mean, they on there. I see them. They cool.
It's cool.
But you look at them too. Yeah. But I don't care.
And let's be clear. What you do in the guys chat, is different. Don't make it public. But whatever you and your guys talking about, whatever y'all send back and forth, I'm okay with that. But don't make it public.
Yeah, I don't think none of niggas I hang around like stuff like that because they all married and they
don't
want to hear
that. Because their wives will go upside their head. Their wives gonna knock their head off their shoulders. Because I know all of them, and they'll knock their head off their shoulders.
Do I follow fine people? Yes, but that was specifically for you.
But you're a certified fitness trainer, and you
I don't do that no more.
Not anymore, but you trained me for my first show.
I looked up people that were shaped like you, so
that you could. Yes, and that's different. That's different.
That's really
You're not following thirst traps that's making booty claps. You're not doing that. Making booty claps.
Nah, I don't follow those.
You don't do that. It's disrespectful. Keep it in the group chat. Don't make it public. That's just me.
Group chat cakes.
Group chat cakes is fine with me. Public cakes is not okay. And I know that may sound a little contradictory because if he were out, but I guess it's really not, because if you're out and even if you're sitting in a lounge or something and you're having a conversation with somebody, that's different than them making their booty cheeks jump in front of your face. Like, it's not the same thing. It's a difference. Conversation is different.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Where would I go where booty cheeks would be clapping in my face?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Rapid fire. Have you ever been jealous when I was being flirted with? Yes or no? Don't think too hard. No, I wouldn't expect for him to say yes to that. Can flirting ever be considered cheating?
When it's more than just you going to the bar and, casually talking like it's your, like, I always picture it like it probably works like the first time you meet anybody that you think is cute. Oh, it's, so what do you do? And blah, 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 blah. And you just, not all in each other's face, but that little butterfly feeling you always talking about you missing, you might get a little bit of that from somebody new saying it that you might find attractive, and y'all are just having a conversation and you just getting to know each other, and it's very surface level because you just met and it's nothing deeper than that. It's no.
And what happens if you go to that same place again and you see that same person you had a conversation with, and now y'all have another conversation?
I mean, long as it's still surface level or whatever, but if it starts to not be something on the surface to where, now you got a whole phone number and y'all texting all the time, and like, nigga, you just made a whole friend. Like,
yeah,
I ain't made a new friend of the opposite sex in at the least 13 years, but it's been longer than that.
We don't really do that. We don't really make friends unless they're both of our friends.
I don't have time nor the social capacity to just make a single female friend. There's enough bros and niggas I already know that I don't have time for any new people like that to go through the work. Now you got to recreate all them boundaries again with your spouse and do all that, and that's a ton of work in itself. But in terms of like flirting and stuff, like, I mean, don't do what we do.
Yeah, you have to do what works for your marriage, for your relationship.
Our startup was a little bit different than everybody's. We pretty comfortable with each other and where we want to go. So everybody may not be built to do the kind of stuff that we do or deal with each other. Like, you got to be comfortable with your. If you don't want your husband going nowhere, don't let him go nowhere. He got to be cool with it. But if cool with it, then whatever y'all agree on, compromise.
That's one of the things we realize. Our relationship may not look like other relationships. It works for us, and that's what we do. Is it okay to flirt with someone to get what you want?
I think women, it's easier for them to do it.
Yeah.
And
is it okay with me to flirt with
someone?
If
I was a woman, I would say yeah.
Okay.
But as a man, I would be like, nah, because they would want something from me. Like, if I'm flirting with them to get something from them, then it's going to require some type of exchange, or presume that it requires an exchange. As women, y'all get stuff for looking pretty all the time.
Okay, so what about for me? Is it okay with me to flirt with someone to get what I want?
It depends what it is.
Okay. A better price on a car,
shit like that, or nigga, I walk, I've walked out the way,
or a better table somewhere, a better section,
go
a
up
better
there.
this.
We send me up there. You go up there and do it without me and get in, because you niggas really ain't trying to deal with me.
I usually will get more if I go and request something and Chris is not with me.
You ain't getting nobody like buy you a car and shit like that. Like,
no.
Little small things that benefit the both of us, better interest rate or something like that, then you have at it. I'll sit in the car. Tell me when it's time to sign the papers.
Would you flirt back if someone attractive flirted with you?
It depends where I'm at.
What you mean?
If I'm on vacation, probably. If I'm just out with the guys, probably not. If I had to run interference so some of the homies could have a time with a friend, with the friend or something, then I would.
Okay.
Them is pretty much
Those are
places
your, yeah.
that I mean, I don't go out a lot, so them would be the places where it would be at. Like, I don't just go out to get drinks and stuff, or be at the store and somebody start talking to me. Like, no, I'm married.
Yeah. I mean, for me, if I'm out, if someone attractive flirts with me, I'm gonna flirt back.
You're out to socialize.
Yeah, if I'm out to
socialize.
yeah, but if it's like I'm at the grocery store and someone, no, I'm married. I'm just trying to get my groceries and go home. But if I'm out socializing and someone flirts with me, I will flirt back. I'll entertain conversation, but it doesn't go any further than that. They're not getting my phone number. They're not gonna know anything about my life or what's going on with me. If you've ever seen me out or been out with me, I just float. I just go and I have a good time. So I'm gonna have a good time, and then I'm gonna go right back home to this one right here.
Yep, as long as you do that, I'm cool.
Okay. So I think it's safe to say that in our 13-year marriage, flirting, we're not going to say it's okay, but we just not really bothered by it. Like, you go out, you have a good time. If it's a little flirting involved, it is what it is, but be respectful.
Yep.
Be respectful is what I hear you saying.
And I think we have, I don't know if we talked about it or that's just how we kind of naturally worked into it after all that time, but we have, I guess, our unwritten rules and stuff, and those same boundaries and discussions have already either inadvertently happened or we've already crossed those bridges so long ago that it ain't really a big deal no more. I think we crossed most of that stuff is like young stuff. Like, we was in our 20s, like,
right.
Well, who you talking to? Well, let me see
we
your phone. We ain't really
done with all that. So now
you trying to be somewhere for the next 60 years or so, you ain't got time to be worried about all the little stuff.
For me, I know what I bring to your life as your wife and the mother of your children. So I just don't worry about anyone stepping in to take my place. Like, you are attractive. People are going to flirt with you. You may see something that you want to flirt with when you're out, but I believe that you know the value of what you have at home. And I have no doubt that you're going to always make your way back home. I don't have anything to worry about. I don't feel worried.
You make me feel comfortable. Like, you have to make the other person feel comfortable when you leave the house without them. Like, it's no doubt. I don't have any doubt or reserve when you go out.
Episode 2 is a wrap. You gonna keep the microphone?
I don't know. I didn't know we was finishing.